Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Think Future podcast. I'm your host, Chris Kalabukas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. So let me ask you something. Do you think that Steve Jobs, as you remember him, Steve Jobs, as you remember him, or I don't know if you've read any of his biographies, do you think he was a reasonable guy? Do you think he was a reasonable guy? Everybody who knows him, everybody who met him, now I never worked with him, I never met him, I don't know anything about him really firsthand, but I go by all these accounts. And a lot of people say he was not a reasonable guy. He was just not a reasonable guy. He wasn't very agreeable, very unreasonable guy. He pushes teams to mercilessly deliver. He had a firm belief that impossible things could happen. He had this what do they call it, the reality distortion field. He was able to create this field around him that would get people to believe that these things would occur, even though they were maybe patently impossible, or maybe they weren't really impossible. He was just, focusing people, and he would use emotion and manipulation and all this stuff. You think he was a reasonable guy? A lot of people say no, he was not a reasonable guy. But maybe all that unreasonability is something that he needed in order to innovate. Maybe being unreasonable is exactly what you need in order to innovate. Because if you think about it, a lot of times things that are reasonable aren't really innovative. I mean, being reasonable is the last thing you need when you want to innovate. Being reasonable doesn't bring out the most interesting forward-thinking inventions. But, playing an unreasonable person may help you unlock those innovations. Look, let's say you're trying to build new products, you're trying to build new services, you're trying to do something new, different, disruptive. And you think doing something new, different, and disruptive really came out of just being reasonable and normal and measured and understanding whatever's out there today? I mean, no. No, you have to go beyond that. You have to push the envelope. You have to go beyond all those things. If you really want to build breakthrough new products, you need to be unreasonable. It breaks you out of the jail of incremental innovation, because everyone's in an incremental innovation jail, right? Anybody can give you small incremental abilities to make your product slightly better and slightly better and slightly better. But that's the easy part. Anybody can do that. In fact, if anything, that is a customer feedback loop. That is asking our customers, can we do anything to make this better? And then putting it in there. No, that's incremental innovation. If you want something really new, really different, really disruptive, then you have to look at being unreasonable, right? Being unreasonable means not being mediocre, not being normal. And this unreasonableness will drive you to more disruptive innovation. That's it for me for today. See you next time. And until then, don't forget to think future.